All right, I know why you're here, and you know why I'm here. So let's just do this. I tried to do this earlier, and I forgot to add actual commentary. So I'm doing this again, and this time I'm actually gonna say stuff. Five Nights at Freddy's, the first one. So, God. So it obviously gets bonus points for being the first game, at least in my opinion, because I think it was very the gameplay style was new for the time, so it gets points for that. It has, in my opinion, the best atmosphere out of any FNAF game. I mean, that's what makes it so scary. Gameplay wise, it's okay. I mean, that obviously, I think that goes for most of the original FNAF games. The gameplay is just okay. I mean, it's reactive. There's not really much you can. It's mostly just waiting for things to happen, which isn't necessarily make the gameplay bad. It just can make it, especially in earlier nights, it can be a bit boring. But it's the first game. It's gotta go in peak fiction. I'm a FNAF fan, and I am absolutely not sorry for being biased. Um, haven't. I'm just gonna go ahead and get haven't played out of the way. Oh, this is the Halloween edition for FNAF 4. Um, FNAF World Halloween edition, the troll game. Sister Location Custom Night. Special delivery. Freddy in Space 2. Technically have played this one, but after I realized it was a troll because I was like the one person dumb enough to not realize that this was a troll, I just closed it immediately. Fury's Rage, and 5 Laps at Freddy's. Any of these other? Oh yeah, Curse of Dreadbear. Okay, so I need to talk about FNAF. I have technically played some FNAF 4. I made I made that mistake in the last time I tried to do this when I called it FNAF Lore. I'm just gonna call it FNAF Lore from now on. How much? Hold on. How you can't see this, but I'm going to see how many hours of FNAF 4 I've actually played. I, because I, I I'm not sure whether or not I should rank it because I played so little. 21 minutes. So not a lot. I have beat the first night. Problem for me is I am a coward, and that game is absolutely terrifying. And since it's a horror game, okay, I'm gonna leave it down here because I've played so little of it, and it just feels wrong to not put it there. But it's like up here, like Great Games Peak Fiction, at least from what I have played. I am gonna leave it there for now. Okay. Now that I just killed my audience retention, FNAF 2. It's not as scary as the first game in my opinion, but I do have more fun with FNAF 2 than I do with um almost most of the games in this series, at least the older games. I think the newer games have a lot more fun value, or entertainment value, but while the older games are generally scarier, for the most part. But yeah, I kind of gotta put it because I enjoy it more, even though it's not as scary. Well, it doesn't. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm gonna put it in great games because it doesn't have the bonus point of being the first. So yeah, and there's like so many more animatronics, and you deal with pretty much everyone the same way. Like just Foxy and the puppet are different, in that you don't just beat them by just putting on the mask. So yeah, FNAF 3. Oh, what to do with FNAF 3? Flawed but enjoyable. I maybe I should no flawed but enjoyable. It's definitely the weakest of the original games, but I wouldn't call it bad. It can be legitimately tense on harder nights when you lose track of his brain trap and he's just moving so fast and you just can't find him. That is like a legitimately really tense moment. It has a it trades in a lot of its outright horror factor for tension, and that and I don't really think that it's worth it, but it does make it. But it's not that bad. It I'm stuttering so much. Oh my god. Just, it's good, but it's definitely weaker than the other games. FNAF World. Okay, so I don't really like FNAF World that much. I know. I know a lot of people really like this game now, but I just find it kind of boring. I put in flawed but enjoyable because I can have some fun with it. But I don't know. It just gets really stale after like not that long for me. But I will put in flawed but enjoyable. Sister location. I haven't played this game in a while. It's also going to go in flawed but enjoyable because that's pretty much describes sister location. Sister location. It almost feels more like you're watching a movie or like reading a choose your own adventure book than playing a game. It's like more of an interactive experience. And I know that that's basically what a game is, but I don't know. I mean, it obviously has sections that are more gameplay oriented, but a lot of the time, like when you're repairing Funtime Freddy, for most of that section, it's just following instructions. So I don't know, flawed but enjoyable. Uh, I don't want to put too many games here, but Pizzeria Simulator is also flawed but enjoyable because this. Okay, so I obviously love this game's story. It has the ending speech is one of the best moments in the game's in FNAF history, in my opinion. The tycoon mode is really fun. Salvage sections pretty good. Don't like them as much as everyone else seems to, uh, but maybe that's just because I know they're kind of annoying. It can be they seem kind of unfair to me. I don't know. Um, and but the office sections, they're not that good. Like I don't know. It just feels kind of strange. I do like. I think Game Theory pointed this out in a video, like way back when this game first released. How the game itself mirrors the pizzeria, because like Henry built the pizzeria as like a disguise. It's something that seems like normal on the outside, but it actually has some deeper purpose. And Pizzeria Simulator was marketed as just like a pizzeria simulator, not like a mainline FNAF game. Um, but it actually has a secret lore purpose, and I think that that's genius. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but I think that's just really a really clever idea. Ultimate Custom Night. Okay, listen, I know I've put so many games here, but like, it's not my fault that they're all flawed but enjoyable. DD single-handedly brings it down from great games because it's not just that she's annoying; she actively makes the game worse because the whole point is that it's supposed to be a customizable experience. Custom is literally in the game, and like you shouldn't. There is DD repellent, but you shouldn't have to use an item to make it fun because like I just want to be able to like create my own custom scenario without having it randomly ruined, without having to use a DD the repellent. It's just so annoying. And like with every other game, there's like a clear objective: beat all 5 nights, stop whatever's doing this, get to Saturday. But like here, you can try and beat all the challenges or try and beat 50/20 mode, but I don't know. Just feels like a less clear objective, which some people might enjoy. Uh, personally, not really. Okay. So Help Wanted. A lot of people really like this game, myself included, and it is in fact peak fiction. But I'm gonna put it in great games, and hear me out. This game relies so incredibly heavily on being a VR game. Like without VR, it falls all the way down to here in at least here. Oh my god, Best Buy. Sorry, Best Buy is these ads. I got so many of them when I tried to record this the first time. It is so annoying. Best Buy is now my mortal enemy. Um, but anyways, it relies so heavily on being a VR game, and for that reason, I don't feel like I can put it in peak fiction. And also, like 3/8 of the game are just imported from the original games. Actually, probably closer to a half because some of the later ones are, you know, also just retreads. Like, hold on, because like Fun with Plus Trap, Nightmare Balloon Boy, uh, Funtime Auditorium, and Nightmare Fredbear are all just pulled from previous games as well. So it's like about half just previous games moved to VR. So yeah. Security, you've probably heard that before. Security breach. Oh god. It's major problems. It is flawed, but enjoy. It does feel on the surface. This feels like it's flawed but enjoyable. But given everything I put here, I kind of feel like I have to put it below it just because putting it in the same tier as some of these games, especially Pizzeria Simulator, just feels wrong. I feel because like Security Breach, gameplay wise, it it's not very good. Story wise, it's not very good. Not being a buggy mess, still not very good. Better than at launch though. But like, but it was the first like full on free roam FNAF game, and it does have a lot of charm, and that prevents me from putting it down here. But all the other stuff prevents me from putting it here. So major problems. Ruin, I don't like Ruin as much as everyone else. I'm sorry. It's the gameplay is fun at first, but at a certain point it gets extremely repetitive. Like it introduces like new mechanics as you go a lot of the time. Like introduces the fast vents pretty early on. It introduces the thing that forces you to that stops you from wearing the mask early on, and then it forces you to have the mask on. You know, and that kind of works, but the core gameplay loop never really changes, and the core gameplay loop is really repetitive. It just deactivate the child nodes, destroy the mother node, avoid the entity. You know, so I have to put it in flawed but enjoyable because I did have fun. But yeah, Help Wanted 2. Okay, so I know I put Help Wanted 1 down here because it relies so heavily on VR. And while Help Wanted 2 definitely leans heavily on VR, it is nowhere to the extent as this game. I should say I haven't played a lot of Help Wanted 2, but I feel like a lot of the stuff here is just really cool. Uh, and so for that reason, I have to put it up. For that reason, I have to put it up here because of what I have played, it is so incredibly amazing, and like it's not as and I feel like this game would be better in flat mode than Help Wanted 1 flat mode. Like Help Wanted 1 flat mode is absolutely terrible, possibly major problems. Help Wanted 2 flat mode is major problems, possibly flawed but enjoyable, so peak fiction. Into the Pit. I really like this game. Like it's good. It's really good. The atmosphere is amazing. I think it introduces new mechanics as it goes on, and I personally think it's pretty replayable, even though most of it leans on problem solving. Because like at higher difficulty, like at unterrifying, the game is challenging, but not completely broken. I haven't beaten the game on Nightmare because permadeath is annoying, but yeah, it's just it's hard for me to articulate why I like this game so much, but I don't know. It feels tense running from uh, into the pit Bonnie, whatever he is. It somehow managed to get me to. I legitimately kind of cared about the relationship between Oswald and his dad. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in peak fiction. And Secret of the Mimic, peak fiction. Secret of the Mimic is my favorite FNAF game. Like I really like it. Um, I, it's really good. It is what I was hoping Security Breach would be, or at least as close to that as we're probably gonna get for a while. I think the gameplay works really well. Like, because Security Breach, a lot of it was just running from animatronics. Secret of the Mimic, yeah, like you can't outrun the Mimic. The Mimic's faster than you, so you have to hide. You have to think ahead. You have to plan. You can't just run and avoid consequences. And there's no like Phaser Blast or anything you can use to fight back. At least for the most part, there's no Freddy that makes the game play incredibly easy at some points, except for like that one section and towards the end of the game. And it's the gameplay is the best. The atmosphere is Secret Mimic has the best gameplay. It just does. The atmosphere is pretty good, not on par with the original games, but still pretty good. Story wise, I know a lot of people don't like what this game did to the lore. I think it has a pretty good story because I feel like this is like one of the only games in the series that prioritized telling a good story over just hiding lots of hidden clues. Like you can get most of like the hidden story, what's going on, just by playing the game, and to me that is what makes it the best FNAF game. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. I don't like saying that. Actually, wait. I think I said in a previous video that I was gonna stop saying that, but still, it makes me feel weird. But I would really appreciate it. And you know, thanks for reaching it to the end of the video, making to the end of. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I cannot talk. Um, sorry because there were so many ads. I don't have the ad-free version of Tier Maker. Um, but yeah. Anyways, that's about all I want to say. See you later.